Please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for future videos. Thank you. Hey guys, Houston here. For those of you just finding my YouTube channel, welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that bell. Well, they finally reached an agreement on the relief program. So people will start getting another stimulus check. The only thing about it with this new stimulus check is it's going to be less than $1,200. Okay, for some people. So you're either going to get 300, 600, or 1,200 in the stimulus check. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Now, here's something that you all do need to know that I had been talking about the stimulus package. What was keeping them from passing the stimulus package was because corporations didn't want to get sued if they tell you to go take the shot. If they try to force you to take the COVID shot, that means that if you get sick, corporations say, well, you can't sue us. Or if we make you come back to work and you get sick and die from COVID, your family can't sue us. So that's what was actually holding this bill up. So they finally came to an agreement to take that clause out of this stimulus package. Okay. Now, here's something that most people haven't been paying attention to. The reason that they started to go ahead and push this bill, it wasn't because of the economy. What they did last week, they passed a defense bill. Okay. So what they did when they passed that defense bill, all right, it was worth billions of dollars. Okay. So now they've been looking at, okay, how are we going to pass a defense bill and we can't even feed the community or the country, right? People are losing their jobs, people are getting sick, people are dying and stuff, but all of a sudden we can afford billions of dollars to pay for weapons and everything. So this is the reason why they actually passed this bill. So don't think that they actually did you a favor. So just keep that in mind. Now, let's actually take a look at some of the things that's in this here bill so that you can understand what's happening. All right. So unemployment. So those of you that are currently receiving unemployment, you still will receive unemployment. However, that $600 a week, you're only going to get $300 a week. Okay. So that's what's happening. Where they said, well, people was getting $600 a week plus they was getting their regular unemployment benefits. Well, here's the problem with that now. Because you ran out of your unemployment benefits, your regular unemployment benefits from the state, now they're only going to give you $300. So how are you going to live off of $300 if the state is not helping you out? And also in that bill, they actually cut out funding for local and state government. So what that means is that since the states don't have any funding to pay for unemployment benefits or extend unemployment benefits, so where you may have been receiving $1,000 a week of unemployment benefits, well, guess what? Since the state no longer has that blank check, you only will have just that $300. Okay? So again, they did not do you any favors by actually passing this bill, because it's actually going to hurt you because they took funding from the state, okay, that would have helped paid for extra unemployment benefits. All right. Now, let's talk about this PPP loan. Now, they did extend the PPP loan. So people that got the PPP loan the last time, you're able to go back and get a second PPP loan. All right. And also, you'll be able to get a second EIDL grant. All right. And also with that EIDL grant, if you had if you wanted to apply for the SBA loan. So now you're still able to apply for the SBA loan. So this is something that I had talked about in a previous video, where if you had the EIDL loan, you was able to send them an email to ask for an increase. Okay, so they finally passed this $900 billion bill, but again, trust me, it's not enough money for what's happening to the country. And we're going to talk about who's actually benefiting and who's actually losing. So right now, even though you get the PPP as well as the EILD, again, if people don't have enough discretionary income to support your business, you're still having a financial struggle. So that's the bigger problem. Okay? Now, you're talking about they still got the employee retention tax credit, the earned income credit, so they're still working on that. They're going to have a transportation funding, so they're going to continue on with the transportation funding. So they have funding for the health care, including the vaccine and development distribution, right? So they have a funding for that, education funding, student loan extension. So where they was talking about with the extension of the student loan, where you stop paying your federal student loan. Now let me explain to you that's about the student loan. If you have a private student loan with Navient, Sallie Mae, Wells Fargo, Bank of America and stuff, again, those student loans do not have the same type of rights as with the federal student loan, because those are actually regular loans. So they don't have to fit under this criteria. They will put you on a month to month. Well, let's see what happens next month. But with the regular federal student loans, as a matter of fact, they was talking about suspending student loans payment throughout 2021. Okay, so that's one of the things that's on the table. Also, with the federal student loan, they're actually in the talks of suspending up to $50,000 of student loan debt. Okay, so that's just one of the options. But for right now, they extended the federal student loan. That's the reason, again, pay attention. It says federal student loan. It does not say private student loans like Bank of America, Wells Fargo and stuff. They are not included in this bill. So if you get people from Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Navient, Sallie Mae calling you about your student loans, just keep in mind you are not protected in this bill from your private student loans. That's very important. All right. So let's talk about the rental assistance. Now, with the rental assistance, again, extending evictions. Okay, so now in terms of how long that's going to happen, I don't know. With one of the senators, they was actually trying to get all federal housing and people that have federal mortgages, government mortgages and stuff, just to completely suspend their payments until they actually get a full control of this government, of this COVID, right? So what that means, if you have a FHA loan, a HUD loan, or you are in public housing or receiving SNAP or something like that, and so your rent and stuff will be completely suspended until they actually are able to control this COVID situation. All right, so that's what basically they're trying to do. But for right now, they just said that rental extension, so meaning that if you're paying rent and everything, you can't be kicked out of your home. Now, each state also has a moratorium in place as well, where landlords cannot kick you out of your home. Okay, so that's very good there. Now, talk about food assistance. They're talking about increasing food stamps, child care, SNAP, and everything like that. So again, that's helpful right there. Of course, they got the post office getting funding, excess funds. This is money that they had. Remember, I told you that the feds had set up this program, okay? And it was a lending program, and where you can borrow up to $250,000. But again, a lot of people did not know about the program. It was too stringent. So the feds, they have over $400 billion that they was going to give back to the CARES Act. So this is that excess funding. So they have a lot of money still sitting over there. So now you have the $900 billion plus this $400 billion that they have. So now they have money. It's trying to determine what are we going to do with this money is what they was doing, because they supposed to have been using it to help small businesses. But again, a lot of small businesses did not know about these loans and everything, and the criteria was just too stringent. So a lot of people passed up on them. So again, putting that $400 billion back into the CARES Act to help out small businesses, let's see how far that's going to go. Now, talking about this stimulus check again, it's saying $600 per person. Now, in terms of saying $600 per person, again, they're trying to determine who's going to get $1,200, who's going to get $600, and who's going to get $300. Okay, and some people won't get any of it. And so, of course, the threshold being who earn $75,000, $150,000 if you're married. Those people, single, $75,000 single, you won't get a stimulus check. $150,000 married, you won't get a stimulus check. Okay. Now, what I was telling you about state and local funding, they're taking this out. So the only thing that they can do now, if maybe they go back to the feds and let the feds loan directly to state and local. That's the only way that's going to help you, because again, if you don't have state and local funding, okay, utilities going to end up being cut off. You're going to have a lot of people that's really going to, even though they may have a roof over their head, they still have their expenses that maybe the state and local government was helping with. Well, now they're cutting out that funding. So by them cutting out that funding, who knows what's going to happen? And again, like I said, if they're only going to give you a $600 stimulus check, or if you on unemployment, your unemployment from the state and local runs out, then that $300 you're going to get per week, again, that's not going to be enough to help you through this pandemic. Okay. Now, the liabilities and protection, again, that's where I was telling you about the corporations was trying to prevent themselves from being sued if somebody gets sick at the job, or if they force them to go take a shot and they get sick from the shot. So corporations, so they end up taking it out of the bill. All right. So now that you're up to date on what's happening with the new stimulus checks, now you know that, hey, there will be a new stimulus check and stuff. Let me know, what are your thoughts on all of these other issues that are going on with this relief bill, with this $900 billion relief bill. This is Houston with Three-Way Funding. For those of you just finding my YouTube channel again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that bell, and also comment and like. Thank you.